Is there something you don't have enough of in your life? There's not enough money. There isn't enough time. There isn't enough focus. There isn't enough love. Whatever it is, you always have the feeling that there isn't enough. Scarcity is defined as the belief that there isn't enough of something. It could happen in any aspect of your life. And having a scarcity mindset can be disastrous and impact every area of your life. Everything, most notably my money, used to be in short supply for me. I completely changed my mindset about money, including debt, over time, going from feeling like I never had enough to always having more than enough. Money is no longer a problem. It's a lovely thing. And now, I'd like to assist you as well. You can use these mindset hacks to shift from scarcity to abundance in any area of your life where there is scarcity. Number 1, become conscious of your thoughts. Keep an eye on your thoughts. You aren't your mind. It's useful to be aware of this. And when you truly understand it, you become the observer. Rather than believing that your thoughts control you, you will realize that they are simply there and that you are separate from them. Every shift in mindset begins with awareness. Number 2, make a conscious decision about what you want to believe. Unconsciously, your brain has been programmed. All of your experiences, modeling, and conditioning have influenced how your brain is programmed from your childhood to 5 minutes ago. It makes more sense to think of the brain as a computer because it explains how it can be programmed and reprogrammed. Your brain, like a computer, can be reprogrammed. You have the option to change it. What would you like to believe? Tell your brain what it should concentrate on. If you don't, your brain will fall back on its strengths. What it excels at is what it has done a lot of, which may or may not be producing the results you desire. Decide on the outcomes you desire. Decide to only say yes to things that help you get closer to your goal. Number 3, affirmations are helpful. Affirmations can aid in the reprogramming process. This entails creating sentences that you believe will get you from where you are now to where you want to be. The key to using affirmations effectively is to ensure that you believe them. Repeating something you don't believe, but want to believe in theory, could, for example, have the opposite effect. So long as it's something you can believe in, that's all that matters. Number 4, pose questions to your mind. In order to get the answer you want, ask your brain questions that support it. One of my favorite mindset tricks is to ask questions. Just make sure you're only asking questions to which you'd like answers. So don't ask yourself, why am I so broke? Rather, ask yourself, how can I make more money? It's almost magical. Number 5, get in the habit of acting like your future self. Your world changes so quickly when you practice thinking and feeling like your future self who has already accomplished or become what you want to be. If you want to lose weight or make $1 million, start thinking like someone who has already lost 50 pounds and made the money. It's worth noting that someone who has lost 50 pounds isn't really thinking about food, and someone who has made $1 million isn't thinking about making another million. With a trigger, I use this mindset hack every day. So whenever I'm in the shower, I imagine myself as the owner of a $2 million company. Number 6, keep in mind that you can believe anything. What you believe will be reflected in your life. So what are your thoughts on your own life? Do you have any money? What about relationships? What does the future hold for you? Your feelings, actions, and outcomes are all influenced by your beliefs. This isn't a hallucination. You have the option of dying tomorrow, but you choose not to believe it. You make the decision to believe you will live. However, it is possible that you will not. The most liberating thing you can do is think and believe whatever you want. Even if everyone has told you your entire life that you are a certain way, you can choose to be someone else. It takes effect right away. For example, if you believe you've always had financial problems, you can simply stop believing it, and so it shall become. There are no guidelines to follow. Number 7, thoughts become things. Your feelings are the result of your thoughts. Your actions are influenced by your feelings. Your actions determine your outcomes. When you begin to use this mindset in your daily life, you reclaim your power to create the life you desire. Rather than thinking there isn't enough, you'll realize that circumstances are neutral and that you can make anything mean whatever you want. The key is to begin to see the world in this light so you can maintain control over your life at all times. It changes your perspective from one in which your life happens to you to one in which your life happens for you. Joe Dispenza's book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, is an excellent resource for this. Number 8, always consider the words you use. You give energy to something every time you speak. So when you talk about a bad day, someone you're angry with, or a fight you're having with a friend, you're giving it energy. This isn't to say that you shouldn't talk about your personal issues, but it does imply that you should proceed with caution. Rather than talking about something negative with everyone, try talking with 1 or 2 people and then moving on. I'm having trouble with this one. I'm an extrovert who enjoys conversing, so I'll talk about anything. One thing that keeps me in check is reminding myself before I speak that if I talk about something, I'm about to give it energy. Then I decide whether or not to discuss it. Number 9, examine the outcomes you've achieved in your life. Take a look at the outcomes in your own life. Your house, your job, your money, your friends, and your spouse were all created first in your mind. I recall learning this for the first time. Why the hell did I make this apartment this way? I wondered. My expectations were immediately raised. I'm in love with my house now. I can't wait to get back to it when I'm on vacation. This is fantastic news. It means that if you don't like the results, you can try again. Don't be concerned about how. It's none of your business in any case. For the time being, just concentrate on believing. Number 10, to everything that sucks, add, and that's okay. When life throws you a curveball, whether it's a bad day, a death, a job loss, or anything else, add, and that's okay, to whatever you're thinking. If you've recently been laid off, for example, you could say, I feel awful, and that's okay. This assists you in remembering that nothing has gone wrong. You'll be less likely to resist, react, or avoid your negative emotions if you do this. This one is fantastic. Number 11, recognize that your thoughts are a source of negative emotion. I mentioned this earlier, but just to be sure, I'll mention it again here. All of your feelings are caused by your thinking. Everything you think has an effect on how you feel. Do you want to change the way you feel? Change the way you think. Negative emotion, on the other hand, should not be avoided, resisted, or reacted to. You're an incredible human being. Whenever you're rejected, fail, or someone does something that you don't like, feel all the negative emotions. The goal is to feel the negative emotion without resisting it, reacting to it, or trying to avoid it. To do so, become a conscious observer of your emotions. Distinguish yourself from your emotions. Check in with yourself to see how you're feeling. Keep an eye on your emotions. This is fantastic because it demonstrates that I am not my feelings and that my feelings are completely optional. Number 12, make a copy of yourself that isn't you. Creating a 2.0 version of yourself is one of the best ways I teach to start doing things you say you're going to do. Essentially, you schedule appointments with the 2.0 version of yourself. You, more than anyone else on the planet, adore the 2.0 version. You get in the habit of having your own back. This is what loving yourself entails. This is one of my favorites because it demonstrates your desire to honor, love, and respect yourself above all others in your life. It's a life-changing experience. Number 13, raise your thinking level. Don't go from I am not worthy to I am amazing when transitioning from negative to positive thoughts. Create neutral thoughts if that's what you want. Practice thinking in a neutral manner. Move up the ladder again and create another thought that is closer to the ideal thought once neutral thoughts have become beliefs. In your head, a thought is just a sentence. A belief is a thought that you hold so strongly that you believe it to be true. The goal is to ensure that you're actually forming new beliefs that become your default abundant thinking. Here's a bonus for you. I couldn't resist, so here's another for you. Number 14, rewrite the events of your past. The past is no longer relevant. In your head, the past only exists as sentences. You can interpret the past in any way you want. People can do terrible things to you, but you get to decide what it means to you. So here's my challenge to you if you believe you've had a difficult past. Tell a story about how you had exactly the past you needed to create your future. This is true enchantment.